Hmm. Come on in the room, y'all. Come on in the room. Hi, Cynthia. I'm just waiting for a few. Hi, Kelly. Hi, y'all. I'm just waiting for a few of y'all to come on. Hi, London. Hey, boo. Hey, Kelly. Hey, Mel. Hey. Hey, Angie. Oh, y'all so cute. Okay, I'm just wait. We got a man. Hey. ah. I'm just waiting for just a couple of minutes, y'all. Hi, Mel. Love you, boo. Oh, thank you. You do. She a little cute little number. Okay, so listen. I'm waiting. Listen, I see. Steph is on it. Okay, like 2 minutes, y'all. Just 2 minutes. I'm just waiting a little bit. Just to see who's on here live before we just get started. We're just going to have fun. Have some girl talk. Okay. Well, I was going to explain who I am, but everyone on here, I believe right now knows me. Y'all know I'm a celebrity image and personal branding expert. I teach women how to show up by helping them create, tell a story through their image, right? Hey, Kanisha! Okay, so one of the reasons why I just had the idea to start the Shelves Closet Talk, because y'all know I've been cleaning out closets for years. And what I do every time I get a client is I go in, I remove the stuff that no longer serves them for what I'm trying to create, and then I replace it with stuff that does. So what I found that really is a direct reflection of how we clean out our lives. We remove the things that don't serve us and replace them with the things that do, so that we can reset. So I just wanted to have this so we can have open and honest conversations with some amazing women about things that we keep in our closet pertaining to life, fashion, and beauty. So y'all know I'm super excited about this, right? Because this is my girl. Like, I think this woman is so bad and so dope. And so I'm going to introduce her before she get on, but then I'm going to say it again when she get on. So my guest today, as y'all know, is the former mayor of Baltimore, the former DNC secretary, Stephanie Rawlings-Blake. So I'm going to join her in. Y'all, if you have questions, hit the question mark. And I'm watching, so I want you guys to be able to interact. So I'll ask the questions. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Here she come. We waiting for her to come on in. Hey, Tori.
Hey,
Hey, Steph. Hey.
I gotta move the thingy up, right?
Okay, move it.
Or sit like this.
Wait a minute. Yes, with the top. Hold on. Hold on. Let's get into it. Yes, with the top. Hold on. Oh, wait. Can you see? Listen, you ain't going to cut off my head because you done stood up. Hold on. Can y'all see my head? Y'all know it's little. Okay. Yay!
I think I'm gonna try to. Should I try to raise my camera a little bit?
You
Because I can't
can
sit
if
up
you
any
want to.
higher.
I don't care. You my girl.
I can't sit up any higher.
No, you can't. You want to stand? You know, show
No,
the people your top, though. Show the people the top.
I'll move the camera up so you can see the top.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right.
Are you loud? If you loud
I can
enough
still
over there?
talk while you do this.
Okay. So
But I
I
did
can
hear your
start.
introduction. Thank you so very much for the
No, I'm
kind
gonna do it again.
introduction.
I'm gonna do it again. Hold on. You ready? Drum roll. The Honorable former mayor of Baltimore, former DNC secretary. She's an attorney. She's a political commentator. She's a mother, and she's my friend, and she's a bad girl. Stephanie Rawlings-Blake. Yay!
Why does it feel like it's back in the same spot? Is this
Did you
better
hear
at
my
all?
introduction?
Oh, thank you.
You supposed to be like, thank you very much.
Thank you very, very much,
Okay.
Michele.
I don't know why. Can you, you know
Mm.
what you can do? Can you move it down?
Oh, I was supposed to move it down. I moved it up.
Yeah, because that's.
I got you.
See, right there would have been, okay, you all
That was too
face,
close.
even though it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Thank you. So what's going on, girlie?
Oh, I'm so happy you here. So we just gonna talk. We just gonna have some chitter chatter. You know what we do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Steph, back on up.
I'm trying to fix the
Did
camera.
y'all hear? See, she about to yell at me. Kelly said tilted
Say I'm
towards
fixing
you.
it. No, no, no.
Hey,
I got a
Kia.
stand.
Oh, let me see how to pin. How do I pin the topic, y'all? Lord Jesus, help me, somebody. How do I ping the topic?
Better.
Stephanie, you ping it. Put the many faces of Steph. That's what we talking about today, y'all. The many faces
Somebody
of
else
Stephanie
pin it.
Rawlings-Blake.
I barely
Oh,
got the camera to work.
okay,
You know I
wait,
don't know
let me
what I'm doing.
see. Okay, well, I'm going to have to figure out how to do that in a minute. But I'm watching y'all just to make sure they don't have any questions. And I don't know if you could see over there, Steph. Okay, so Steph, let's get into it.
If I
Hey,
missed
babe.
anybody that said hi, I can't see you. So
Okay, I'm right here. Y'all see my whole face, you know, this beat right here. So I'm watching. So,
they can see my face.
well, if you would move it up, oh, well, that's that good old light over here.
Oh, I do
Thank
have another
you.
light.
Oh, Kelly said we're both good now. So you're good. You good. Okay. So listen,
Okay.
let's get into it. Let's just have, okay. So, you know, every one of these last week I had Dr. Nia, and she's a plastic surgeon, an African-American female plastic surgeon, because we just some bad chicks. And so now this week I have you, but this week because, and we were in her closet, but because you are absolutely fabulous and amazing with the makeup, look at you tilting your head. Go on.
But I feel like I need, do you have a circle light or you have regular light?
I have a circle light. Steph, what the heck? People really know we friends. Yeah. Hi, I have a circle light. You need one?
I have one downstairs. Is my child on here listening to us?
I don't know. Good afternoon, Miss Lopez. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you, Chef. Yeah. Y'all watch my movie, love.com. It's streaming on Netflix right now, just since Stephanie can't make up her mind what she's about to do right now.
Well, I'm not going to get up. I have to, it's downstairs.
Is Sophia on here?
If she was on here, hey, Marcus, if she was on here, I would tell her to go downstairs and get it from the kitchen. But
okay, let me ask them: Is Stephanie lit? Y'all can see how pretty she looks, right? Or does she need more light? Y'all tell me. Y'all answer me, please, Jesus. Hey, Tony. Can y'all see? They just saying hi, but is Stephanie?
I mean, it's fine. I feel like it's fine.
Okay, let's go. You interrupted me, and I was trying to
hey,
say
Pam.
something. So I was saying, love.com was the bomb. Thank you, Steph. Tori said you look gorgeous as always. They say you look great.
Thank you. All right, let's get into it.
Okay, so because you are absolutely amazing at makeup, I thought we would give this a title. And it's called The Many Faces of Stephanie Rawlings-Blake. You like that title? Okay,
I love it.
Okay, but first,
look, as long as it's not the two faces. As long as it's the many faces, I can go with that.
It's the many.
Right.
Okay. So
I don't want to be two-faced.
You are not. That's what you're not. Now I can vouch for that. That's exactly what you're not. That's why you're my girl. Okay, so listen, before we get into it, so just tell me real quick what you think about this quarantine. You know, you were the mayor. I gotta ask you, what's going on? How's Baltimore?
Baltimore is good. You know, I think we are in not as bad as New York when they had their spike. But we are still, you know, in the midst of it. We're fighting it. Unfortunately, I lost a neighbor and a friend, a wonderful woman that went to Morgan with my mother, and I grew up with one of her daughters. So she succumbed to the virus a few weeks ago. So it's been tough. I don't know many people that haven't been impacted.
Right.
Hey, Nikki, haven't been impacted. So it's like a what do you call it? I said it's like Groundhog Day, but like the nightmare version.
Stephanie.
What? I'm just saying.
What the hell?
Groundhog Day is like the same thing over and over and over.
Right. Hey, Kim. Okay, so the other thing I want to ask you, so I said, obviously you were, not obviously, that's a big daggone deal that you were the former mayor of Baltimore and the former DNC secretary. You are by trade an attorney.
Yes.
You are a political commentator. So just for everyone on here now, because they no longer see you as mayor, what you doing now? Hey, Dr. Nia. Go ahead. I'm all
Excuse me. Let's see. So after I spent 21 years in elected office, that doesn't, I mean, when I say it, it sounds like it's a long time. I retired from, thank you. I retired from public office, and I've been doing a lot of things. I've been doing consulting. I do commentary. I also speak mostly at universities and things like that. And I'm also working on a book to talk about my time in office. Yeah, so we talked about that. So that keeps me busy. That, and I have a daughter who's a junior in high school. So we're all up in here together.
Praise the Lord. I love how you talk, because you just downplay everything you're doing. You're like, yes, I like everybody on here know that you're a bad girl. So we're going to skip, because you just will be just as calm and like, yes, here's what I'm doing now. So I have to ask you, though,
because you know I don't like to talk about work. That, you know, when I'm with my friends, I like to talk about. What you're doing now, boo. Okay. Well, I gave a good. I gave a nice description, I think.
Okay, so then let's talk about it. So, as having been mayor, before y'all, I'm gonna give Steph to give y'all some good old makeup tips, but I have to talk about stuff that I want to know, that I want to talk about.
That's why I'm in my bathroom, for the record.
But you ain't have to tell. See what I'm saying? You ain't have to tell everybody that. They see the leopard is banging. You just got to.
I'm just saying. I feel like I can tell I'm in my bathroom. I don't want people to think you all in your living room, all, you know, all hot, all, you know, giving up.
That's what I do, boo.
I know, and I'm in my bathroom. I'm just saying.
Right, but listen, it has leopard though.
It does.
How about that's like Stephanie? That's just like, yes, get it. Okay. So when I say the many faces of Steph, here's what I want to talk about in all seriousness. So you, and I know this for my life, me having to juggle so many hats, me being a celebrity image consultant, and then producing a film, and then having a program for the youth, and then like speaking, all of those things. You having been mayor, and first of all, grown up in a political family. So you haven't done that. You haven't been mayor, a wife at one time, a mother, and all that different. They say hats, but I'm calling it faces, because we're women. Things that you had to juggle. Like, tell me how hard that was. Tell me what was good about that, and some of the things that you struggle with, because I want us to be like open and honest about, you know, us as women, and us as women that are successful, because, you know, we're strong. All of us, we're strong, and we wear all these hats. I don't know, sometimes by choice or by force, but we do. So let's talk about that.
So I was blessed.
I'm from Europe. Sorry, Willie, but he's from Europe. Hey, Europe, go ahead. Sorry.
I'm messing with you. I was blessed because I grew up in a household with a very I don't want to say powerful, but very influential mom. Like, you know, my mom is she's still living. She's in her 80s. She's a retired pediatrician. She went to University of Maryland at a time when not very many African Americans were accepted into the medical school. So I grew up seeing a mom, what it was like to be multifaceted. You know, she was a very dutiful daughter to my grandmother. She was, you know, she is still a sister to her siblings. She's the second oldest, I think. Oh, hey, Pam is so sweet.
Hi, Pam. Okay, go ahead.
Second, so, you know, she's got siblings. She's, you know, tight with her family, very focused on church, and she was a mother. So we saw, hey, Robin.
Hi, Robin.
You know, I saw that growing up, you know, how to be all of those things. And I saw that it was never perfect. You know, we ended up having dinner a lot of times. Yes, she was a community leader too. Somebody's like, don't you give Dr.
No,
Rawlings
your
all of her
mother's all
props.
that because I met her.
Yes.
She's all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
But,
all that.
so I saw it, and I saw, like, it, like I said, it wasn't perfect. There were
Yeah.
days where we would have dinner, 8, 9 o'clock at night. I thought that's when people had dinner,
Yeah. Yeah.
and so there were lots of times where we would have different things at school or after school where you might want your parents there, and between my dad, who was in elected office, and my mom, who was a practicing physician, they weren't available to do a lot of that. But what I know is my family stood in, so I would have aunts that would come and cousins that would come, and I never felt that I was lacking anything because, I had a lot of support.
So, but the thing is, here's what, someone just asked, can you speak about showing leadership in the time of crisis? So don't forget
we'll
that.
Get that. Yeah, we'll put a pin in that.
But here's what I want to know. So my first thing is, because I'm also one of those people, I go, a lot of things I've gone against the grain, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I say that even with all of that, even with your mom having been that amazing, like, I mean, again, I've met her and she's amazing. What part of that, when you became an adult and you became mayor,
mm-hmm.
did you say, how did she do this? This ain't working for me. Like, this is a struggle.
I said it every single day. So the part of it that really grounded me was understanding that it's not perfect. So you might think people have these perfect lives. I knew that, it as loving and as wonderful as my parents were, it was messy sometimes. And I learned very early to forgive myself for the ways where I couldn't show up and focus on the ways that I could show up specific, especially for my daughter. Because I think too many women beat themselves up every minute of every day for the things that they can't, the things where they can't attend, or the things that they can't do, or the cookies they can't bake. And you spend your time beating yourselves up instead of being present in the moment. So I took that away from my mom, that, having it all or trying to have it all is messy. You don't get it right all the time, but if you know that you are doing your best and making your child, your family a priority,
right,
and making sure you're calling on all of your resources, because it was a team effort with my daughter, making sure that she felt supported. That's all you can do. Put your best foot forward. Don't live with regrets, and keep it pushing, because whatever happened yesterday is gone. You can, if you feel bad about it, you can try to fix it. But if you're not going to fix it, I don't feel like,
and move on. Right.
Boom.
We good at moving on.
Yeah.
That's probably why
very good.
We're good friends. We just good at moving on. So the other thing is, I was thinking about something as you were talking, because of what I do for a living. And I want to know, what being mayor comes with a lot of people liking you, and it comes with a lot of people feeling very free to criticize your every move, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want to know, if we took away the mayor part of it, just as a female and as a human, what did that do to you? Because one of the things that I've always seen you do, and I was going to talk about this later, but I'm just going to put it in there, is you've always been consistent in who you are. Always been consistent in who you are. But I know, as a female, we go home and it's like, so just tell me, how did that make you feel? And how does that affect your self-esteem, like when you're mayor?
So I think, I appreciate you saying I'm consistent. I think that that's important, because what that means for me is you're saying it didn't matter what position I had, I was still Stephanie. Mm-hmm. And that's how I live my life. I was blessed to have in my life to have achieved so much. You talked about my time as mayor. I was the first African-American woman to become president of the U.S. Conference of Mayors.
Guess what, your bad self.
Mm-hmm. But sorry, y'all. But I just like any other position I held, I did not lead with that. So if I was somewhere and somebody didn't know I was mayor and we were just kicking it, you've
You
seen
would
me.
never.
I don't,
Girl,
it's not.
I know. And sometimes I'll be looking at you like, will you get us out of this situation? You just sit there smiling like, hey, I'm like.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, to me,
Right,
that's
right.
what I did. You know, that was
Right.
those are my jobs. Those are my
Yes.
positions. Those weren't
Yes.
who I was.
Yes.
So because of that, I think it was easier to be
Then
consistent.
you should say always Stephanie.
Yeah,
Yes.
and but that doesn't mean that consistency, I want to be clear, doesn't mean that I wasn't always, and still, like, I still try to grow. I'm always trying to be
Yes.
better.
Better.
But I am still me.
Yes. And that's one of the things that I absolutely, absolutely love about you, but we'll talk about that later. That is one of the things that I picked up on from the beginning a few years ago when we just became friends, and you have never, never changed. Like, even in your tone, I'd be like, Steph, it's like, so, you know, I think that it's a lot to be said for that. Not just that, but you're also very disciplined. And I know that for sure. Like, you are extremely disciplined. And that comes from what? That comes from your upbringing?
Definitely. You got to read this question because I can't see it. I don't have my glasses on.
Okay.
Definitely from my upbringing. My parents were math and science. My dad was a mathematician. My mom was a chemistry major. Like I said, like, they were, you know, very methodical. And
But was
my
that
dad.
pressure? Let me ask you this. Was that pressure? Because I know, like, my brother has a music school of the arts, and I'm going to come back to that. And it wasn't a question. It was a comment. It was, oh, there's a lot going on here. It was about Kelly saying that she's an attorney and that she always says that's what she does for a living. That's not who she is as a person.
Absolutely.
Right.
And don't forget, we didn't talk about the self-esteem. I want to get back to that too.
Yes, and I want us to. And go ahead. Let's just do that. You talk about
that. As when it comes to self-esteem,
yes,
I think it's important. And I raise my child to be the same way. You have to know who you are for yourself.
Right.
And if you, and I think it's difficult in the public life too, because what I found is with every position, every time I moved higher, you know, I was all of a sudden funnier and prettier and da-da-da-da. And I'm thinking to myself, I know good and got there going well. I'm the same chick, you know, from last year. You know what I mean? So I'm and I say that because
no, but
I started
let's just get, you did get finer though. You did get like, come on.
But I'm not talking about that. You know what
I done got finer. Okay, let's go ahead. Okay, go ahead.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to, what I decided very early on in my public life was I was going to treat criticism the same way I treated praise, right? So if somebody criticized
me. Say it again,
me,
Stephanie. No, say it again. That'll tweet. Say it again.
Yeah, I have to treat criticism the same way I treat praise. Because if I was going to sit around and let my head get big every time someone gave me a compliment, or, you know, say, oh, that's the smartest thing I've heard. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm, you know, you walk around like, and then when somebody comes to you and says something that's critical, you're just like, I don't know what they're talking about. No, you got to take it the same.
You got to take them both. And let me tell you something else. With that being said, because you took them in the same vein, neither one of them could get you to budge. Meaning, as people think that they got you up here, and then the moment that they say something, that then if you took it in, then the moment they didn't praise you and they criticize you, then your face would be on the floor. So by keeping it the same, it's like, okay, neither one of them is going to really affect me because I'm clear on who I am. Do you understand?
And I'm clear and I'm comfortable enough to say, in your criticism, if I can find something in that criticism that can help me, I'll take it. If it's trash, I treat it like trash.
You will. Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. So it's like you take the meat of what someone is saying, and then you just throw away the bones. Like, okay. You know what just came to mind when I was going to ask you real quick is growing up, because I work with the youth as well. And I know for myself, I come from a family like my brother has a music school of the arts. He has for 20 something years. He's trained American Idols and all that. And when I was younger, I couldn't figure out my space, right? And I couldn't figure out. And so because of that coming before me, it was almost a challenge for me. And then when I realized, that's not my barometer. Like, I don't have to measure up to that. So when you were younger, coming out of a political family and coming out of a family that had so many great people in it, did that at all ever make you feel like I got to do more? I got to do better. I'm not good enough. Like, there's more for me. I'm just saying that because I know that was real for me. I know
it was
don't
real.
want to tell the truth about it, but it's real for a lot of people. You know what I mean? So
it was real. For me growing up. I'm a middle child, so you know what they say about my sister is 5 years older than I am, but she skipped 2 grades, so she was 7 years ahead of me.
Yeah.
So she went to Princeton when she was 16.
Yeah. Okay, see what I'm saying?
Right. So I was like, so everybody would come around, they would say, "Oh my goodness, congratulations." You're going to Princeton. I was like, "No, that's Lisa." That
that ain't me.
Right.
Right.
And then I have another sibling. He's my brother, who's the only boy. So I wasn't the only girl. I wasn't the only boy. I wasn't the oldest. I wasn't the youngest. I wasn't,
So where I fit in, right?
Right. So even though it's not, I was comfortable in my skin. Yes, Lisa is the bomb. I know. I was comfortable in my skin, but
you go to Princeton, absolutely. Go ahead.
Yeah, but as a teenager, it kind of layered on the angst about are you enough, right?
Yes, and that's what I'm talking about, because that doesn't. I work with the youth, but I work with the youth because of my own experiences, and if you don't get clear on who you are, that goes from your teenage years or your younger years right into your adulthood. Hence why there's hate. And do you understand what I mean? And for me, I have learned because of the—
All right, do you mean like hate in the world or like hateration hate?
No, hateration is what I mean. And that's what we do to each other as women. But for me, I look at that, because of the space that I'm in, and what it is that I do. Not just that, I've spent many, many years working on my own self and my life and getting better and growing, that I understand that when people do that, this is really not about me. This is really about them. It's about them. But as a teenager and as a young adult growing up, it's hard to understand that without you wanting to lash back out and so we're kind of trained that way. But I have to say, and this is one of the other things that I absolutely love about you, I have never once, never once seen you with the hateration. You are black and white. It is or it isn't. I will show up. And I think partly that's how I met you the second time. You were saying something about my outfit. It was like, I need to know you. So where you get that from and what? Like, yes, you did. But I have never seen you do that. And I want to know how you figured that out. Like, what made you be in that space?
I think, like I said, being comfortable with yourself. And this is how I see it. I know that there are things that I'm good at. So if you see something—
said never, not one time.
Yeah, no, I don't have it in me.
You don't.
If there are things that I can help you with, ask me. I'm very happy to help.
You are.
And if there are things that I see, like, to me, if I see somebody that's fly and fierce and doing great things, I'm not hating. I'm taking notes. I'm like, all right, what is this? You know what I mean? Because I'm like, there's not a limited supply of greatness in this world. Like, just because this person is good doesn't mean that I can't be. You know what I mean? Right. I'm just like, all right.
And it takes nothing away from you. And that's what I tell people. It takes nothing away from you for me to be who I am. It takes
Absolutely.
nothing away from me for you to show up in your fullness and be exactly who you are. Because
And
when you do that, it helps other women do the same thing.
I like hanging around with fly chicks. You know what I
You
mean?
do.
Like, I
Because you would
like
call
hanging.
me and be like, so what you wearing, what I'm wearing? Okay. And I was like, do you remember? I have to add this. Do you remember way back? And this was before you wore lashes. And I was like, girl, you need to get you some lashes. And I'm going to tell you.
Didn't you? And what did I do?
You went and got you some lashes?
Thank you very much.
I was like, and you know, I laugh because that's how I love. Like, that is, I am, one of the reasons why I love you, because I have never been the girlfriend that will want any of my girlfriends set up. I'll be like, no. We're not going to do that. We're going to do this. No, take that. Oh, okay, bam, you got it. Okay, show up. So I always, before when I first started in this, it used to sting me real bad. That is, be like, oh, she thinks she cute. And then when I came to understand who I was, I thought to myself, well, I am. And not in a way that
And so are you.
nuts.
Right.
So
and so
are
are
you.
If
So
you choose
are
to be.
you.
If you
Yes.
choose to be. Because some people are stuck ugly.
What? Okay, you know what?
What?
Okay, so
I'm not talking about ugly.
I know
I'm
you're
talking
not.
about ugly.
I know you're
on
not.
the inside.
I know you're not. And I guess I really am happy that you are able to be so just open and honest and direct. Because that's one thing I've always known about you. And I don't think that everyone else has known that, but that people understand. Like, in fact, when I was talking to Ayanla yesterday, and I was like, yeah, Steph, and she was like, Stephanie Rawlings-Blake. I was like, Steph. She was like, well, she was mayor, but in I'm like, I know, but I love her because she's my girl. Like, she's smart and but she's just bad to me. Like, and so I love it that really is who you are. So listen, on that note, when I told everybody you were going to be on here, because everybody has seen, now this is something I'm being honest about too. Because you know, you would fly, but you got like extra fly. You done drop weight, hair change, makeup, everything. And now, what you about to bust? What you about to?
I'm just saying. No. I listen. I receive it, but you know, like, being a public official, you have to. You can't necessarily be all of. If you're creative, if you're, you know, if you want to be out the box, then people are going to spend their time talking about you. You know, you're out of the boxness. Not, you know, the stuff that you're doing. And that was something I had to grapple with a lot as mayor. So as much as I wanted to be my full self,
you could.
And it was fine, because for me, doing the work was more important. So, you know, you saw me when we hung out.
Yeah.
When I could be outside of, you know.
Right. So this is what I want to talk about. So so it's like, I saw you, but then the next time we hung out, I was like, Steph, like, how you get your eyeshadow like that? And what's going on? And you said, this is what I love about you. I was like, well, did the makeup artist do it? You said, no, I did it. I said, well, how? You were like, I studied. I watched YouTube. I perfected it. So I want you to give some makeup tips. I got questions before this, like, how do you keep from being shiny? Dr. Nia asked that. And now that we're wearing these masks, right? So I always make sure that my eyebrows and my lashes on, child, like my eyes are done, right? Talk to us about your favorite thing, or even like your eyeshadow. Like, what do you do? Give us some of your tips and tricks.
So I'll just talk about my, like, the way I approach makeup.
And why is it important? Why is it important to you? Is that it? Did I throw you off?
I'm like, because I like to look good.
Because you look good? Okay, never mind. Go ahead, Steph. Go ahead.
All right, so this is my approach. I love makeup, and I've loved makeup since I was young. But even now, I don't have a whole lot of time to put on a face. Okay,
so you got 5 minutes.
A little bit more. It's my meditation. It's my meditation. So that's the time where I kind of, I'll listen to soft music. Unless I'm going out. If I'm going out, I got to listen to something bumping. You don't want to put on your party face with like chill
Yeah,
music
so we
on.
gonna play a game because everybody. I can say this because we just talking, but everybody be talking. Every time I say something, they like, "Oh, her lips." So men seem to love those. So we're gonna play a lipstick game.
All right, but wait a minute. So let me finish.
Go.
All right, so this is the keys for me for makeup are I think of it as having the smoothest canvas that you can to put, because it's like a painting, right? So you want to have the smoothest canvas. So you have to focus on your skin care.
Right.
And that means experimenting with different products until you find the mix that works for you. Right. And then you stick with it. You have to be consistent, but also like I keep reading, I keep looking at different products to see if maybe I should incorporate this, maybe I should incorporate that. So I have a system. I have two or three things.
Someone said, yes, goodness, them lips. I just want to point that out to you. I'm sure a man.
Listen, I appreciate it now. When I was little, you know how kids have to figure out something. Oh my God, they tease me horribly about my lips. I won't even tell you what they called me.
No, I don't have no more fight in me, but it's still way down. She a little spicy. So listen, okay, so tell me.
But you have, so I have my, you have your system. You got to figure out what works for you. Yeah. And then as far as my look, I have lots of variations of the simple face. What are the key?
What are the top 2 skin products that you keep in your cabinet? So she wants to know the top 2.
I can't say because I have tons. These are the things that I think are important. Number 1, don't sleep on what is this? Olay Regenerist. Don't sleep on it.
Olay? Olive Olay?
Regenerist. They're like that line. Don't sleep on it. They have some of the most extensive research in beauty out of any line. They've been in the game for so long. They have, their stuff is based in science. Their stuff is good. Okay. So don't sleep on Olive Olay just because it's from a drugstore. But then the second thing I would say is, if you're, in my age group, or if you're over 40.
Well, how old is 20 something stuff? Ha! Okay, go ahead. Go.
So if you are in my age group, you have to invest in a good primer. That is your canvas maker.
Okay, so you're saying Olive Olay Regenerist. Someone said
it's just right. I think that was my cousin. Right. So I'm just saying the products. I like Olive Olay, but I use a whole bunch of stuff. I'm just saying that's something that's very accessible. That I find that has been a consistent part of my routine for years. Okay,
then
the price.
So the third time they need to give you a sponsorship. We should work on that. Olive Olay. Okay, yeah, because they're not paying us. We get stressed. Oh. Okay, so.
But then the primer. If you don't,
you have to tell them what primer is. Primer is what you put on before your makeup. Is there a particular primer that you like? Give them one that you use.
All right. So right now I use La Roche-Posay primer with it has like SPF 50. You can get it online from them, or if you have a good CVS that has the upscale beauty section, right. They have La Roche-Posay products there. It's like French, and it's blue and white. A lot of the packages are white with blue lettering. So it's a primer with SPF, and I joke around and I say it's like my spackle, because you put it on, and once you put it on your face, number one, you have your sun protection, which is crucial.
Oh, the SPF.
And then you have your smooth canvas, like if you have pores before, you have no pores. What you doing?
I actually kicked the. Go ahead. I actually kicked the.
Trying to make me dizzy.
Oh, my bad, girl.
No, I'm just joking. But no, so you have if you have pores, it'll make them smooth, and then anything you do after that is made better if you start off with a good canvas.
Okay, so let's talk about this. Let's talk about, let me see where we're at. Okay, let's talk about, give them a tip. Like I don't wear eyeshadow, but your eyeshadow be banging.
So with my eyeshadow, what I did was find an all over base color that was close to my skin tone, but with a little boost. So I use one that's not, it's discontinued, but it's basically, you have to find the one that's for your complexion. Right. And the reason why I do that is, even if it's close to your skin tone, if you put a shadow on, it gives you a more finished look. Okay. And that's what you want, especially if you're a professional. I have found you make a better presentation when you look polished.
You absolutely do.
Yeah, so you
absolutely do. Hey, Marco.
A brown, you figure out how to do your brown. I've been using a liquid.
So wait, right. Hold on. So she said, so nude with a shimmer?
Yes, it's nude. Mine is nude with a shimmer because I'm from Baltimore and everything has to have shimmer.
And Kelly said, do you put it on the whole lid?
Right. And sometimes that's all I do, Kelly. That's, sometimes, and that's a good rule. Sometimes that's it. That's it. Yeah. Oh, you know what else, Michelle, I forgot to give you one other secret.
What? Give it to him.
So this is one other thing.
I see your what?
I'm like, one thing that I have done like for years and years and years is to add a little shimmer, like a gold tone shimmer to my moisturizer.
Right, because it gives you an entire glow. When you put it on, it'll give like that under. But Dr. Nia asked, what do you use to keep from shining? Because she does film and all that. What do you use to keep from shining? You use a setting spray or powder? A setting spray. What is that? What is that?
This is Skindinavia. Hey, Dove. It's called Skindinavia. Okay. If you do links or something later, you can do it. But when I tell you, if you spray that on your face, and I'm, just because I know it's just you and me talking and nobody's listening, like I have gone to sleep and woke up and kept it pushing with the makeup from yesterday.
No, that's a bad tip. Okay, women.
I'm just saying.
We're not doing that. Everybody watch
once that Skindinavia is on there.
So what you saying is that it's bomb.
It's bomb. And you can get it.
But everybody wash your face at night. Don't listen to
you should wash your face. I'm not saying you shouldn't wash your face. I'm saying if you just happen not to.
That's political. Okay, thank you, Boo. If you happen not to, say it again, Steph. What is it called again?
Skindinavia. And they have it.
Pam, ain't nobody ask you what you've done. I know she did it.
What are y'all saying?
They said they copied. You said, I'm just saying, come through, Mayor. Like.
Okay, but that's good. They have one with oil control, and it keeps your makeup on like you put it on. Like if you put it on, like sometimes especially when I was mayor, I would be leaving the house at like 7 o'clock in the morning, and my last event wouldn't start till 7 or 8 o'clock at night. Right. My makeup looked exactly the same as it did. You had to freshen your lipstick up, but everything else was done.
Yeah, and I feel like you need to tell the people. I feel like I helped you learn how to pose your face. To tell the people how many times we went over that, how many times you called me like, yes! I can't say what I want to say. Yeah, okay. I just wanted to get that out, that I helped you with the pose. And
you did, but because why? Because I like the way you pose. And what did I ask you? Thank you.
Said, okay, how you do that? Show me. Okay. Remember when you first started, you be squinting your lip? You got it now, boo. You don't need you got it. Okay, so I want to play a game, but I think we should do it at the end. This part of the segment is, you got something for me? If you don't have a question for me, we're going to move on because I got a couple of
question for you? My question for you?
Yes.
When we gonna work on our lip gloss line? That's what I want to know.
Oh Lord, y'all hear Steph? She went, okay, well, y'all think we should have a lip gloss line coming out? Y'all gotta say yes to Steph been on me about this lip gloss line. She the one with them lips, y'all. I just make it. We're gonna get it done. We'll get it done. We'll get it done soon. And somebody said
Hey,
peach umbrellas and
downtown
hats.
Diane, Double D.
Okay, so listen. Here's what I also have for you. Okay, so let's play the game. Okay,
All right, let's play it.
Okay, the game is, y'all, since everybody loves Steph and her lips, we're gonna do I want you to do 4 different looks. But I need you to do it like within a couple of minutes. So here we go.
Lord.
You ready? Are your lips off? Okay.
No, I have on pink. Listen, you know I saw you before we did the call. So I was
Don't
like,
try to copy me.
I was like, she's doing a pink lip. I'm doing a pink lip.
Okay, well, you gotta take that off because we gotta do the game. You can't tell people that you saw me before and that I had a pink lip on. See what your friends do, y'all.
I'm sorry. I didn't know you didn't want me to keep it real. I didn't know.
Oh, I don't care. You know I do, Steph. Okay, ready. Oh, bam. Okay. So you gonna have to do this. It's on and off. Okay, ready? I'm about to count.
Wait, don't count.
Come on, girl. Okay.
All right, come on.
Okay,
all right,
ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, the first lip is an anytime lip. Give me that.
Well, that's what I just had on.
Put it back on. People gotta see. You moving too slow.
Okay. All right. So listen, this is another trick. A way
How you gonna teach the people when we playing the game?
Oh, I'm sorry. Just sometimes you can use a liner first
instead of a lipstick.
Right. So that's what for my anytime I usually put some color on my lip.
Okay.
I can't see it. I'm doing.
It looks.
Put some color. This is like a light. This is a pink. This is MAC.
Yes.
And I don't have my glasses on, but this is MAC too.
Hey, Dr. Steph. No, look at that's got, okay, so what you do for your anytime lip, okay, you lucky I like it because you know my mouth gets to running. So this
is what, yeah.
Is that the one I told you about, or that's the other one that I tried to take from you?
I can't see.
Oh.
Wait a minute, I gotta find my glasses.
I told her that. I did, didn't I? Okay, so for your, she gonna put on some glasses. Oh, they cute though, Steph. You can leave them on.
Sprite.
This
is Sprite, I think.
Sprite what?
Lip gloss.
No, Spiked. Spiked. Okay, y'all. It's not.
No,
Sprite,
I think it's
Spiked.
Spike. Oh, Spike.
Yes,
Spike,
darling. It's from MAC. That's what her lip is right now. It's a new lip gloss. What's the pencil called, Steph? What was the pencil? Okay, never mind. Y'all see her looking at me? You should be organized, Maya.
I am organized. I have it. It's hip something. Hip and happy. Hip and happy, maybe. From MAC.
Okay, that's the liner that she put all over her lip, and the lip gloss was spiked. And actually, y'all, that's a banging nude, and it's a lip gloss at MAC. Okay, lip number 2, come on.
Spite, like for spite.
Yeah, like Spiked. And somebody said,
I don't know.
So they love it. I'm telling you, I know what it is. Okay, ready?
All right. Wait a minute.
Oh no, you're right. It's spiked. Spiked is the eyebrow pencil. My bad. Are you ready? Okay. You ready? Give us an interview lip. All them interviews in that media, give me one of them.
All right. So for interviews, for media, I do a whole lot of nude lips, but they always want to put some color on me.
Because that's what looks good on camera.
Right. So
y'all, ain't so glad I didn't time Steph, because she would be, and she's very competitive. She would be losing at this game right now.
Who am I playing against?
Yourself.
All right, so this is just something. This is from the lip bar. I don't even know what this is.
Oh, I love the lip bar. Y'all can get a lip bar at Target. I love the lip bar, and it's also in New York, but you can get it at Target. And she's an African-American woman that is amazing. And the lip bar is vegan, just in case y'all wanted to know. What is that? Oh, so that lip for interview has a slightly more color than the nude, but it's not bright. I got you.
Right. So this is blackberry lip lip
Lip liner from
no,
Lip Bar.
lip bar.
Yes.
But you see what I'm doing?
Yes. That's bomb right there, Steph. You can stop right there. Girl. Okay, Lord. Steph.
I'm like, have you met me? Have you
Yes,
met
for
me?
years. Okay, my gosh. Okay. Is that
But
it
so
though?
this is it.
Right. It's bomb. Okay, take a picture,
This
y'all. That's
is
the lip
so
bar. I love it. Now take it
and
off.
I just you saw what I did. I instead of drawing straight, some people
Yes.
draw straight. You hold it to
On the side.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You hold it like that and kind of drag it around, and that way
and shade. Yes. And then you can.
And it kind of gives you that ombre look and make sure lips kind of pucker a little bit more.
Okay, so that was the interview lip. Okay, so I'm about to ask you for another lip. Give me the nighttime lip with me and you at the happy hour, and it turns to evening. Give the people what they want. And in the middle of
you know, I get in trouble for my nighttime lip.
Oh, who said your?
No, so you know, I got a lot of real estate I'm working with, so that's why I wear nudes a lot. You know, because I know I wear a bright gloss, or you know what I mean. Like it's like here comes her lips. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm very selective. So if I do a bold lip, I'll take everything else. You know, take everything else down. But I'm just careful.
I know.
You know.
But
I'm gonna turn to the side for a second.
Okay, how you go, y'all? How do step? Okay, so while you doing that, let me ask you this question, so we can move. We're in quarantine right now. Who after this experience, who would you want to be quarantined with? Your friend.
Myself.
Oh, okay. Did y'all hear that, y'all? That's for people that have people in their house that I guess maybe, you know, everybody getting a little antsy. So now you would rather be quarantined with. Oh yes, honey. What? Okay, that's a.
And this is just a liner. This is just liner.
Deep in it, but you're careful. I get it. That don't feel all the way grown to me though. I need you. I've seen you grown, so let's stop playing with the people and come on.
Liner. This is just my liner.
Okay.
This is Night Moth from MAC. And what would I wear with this?
I don't know, but that hair color popping. I ain't seen that yet. That hair color look good, stuff.
Thank you.
And you don't have any glow. Okay. All right, now. Give the people the grown lip. That's the nighttime lip.
This is another MAC.
That ain't that grown. Oh, you need more liners, Kelly? I'll give you some. What liner was that you just used, Steph?
Night Moth. Night Moth.
That's from MAC, y'all.
And this is Rebel, right? So then after I get the color on, I blot it just a little bit.
Steph, that's not all. No,
wait a second.
That ain't grown. She doing a halfway interview lip to a halfway night lip. Come on, Steph. No.
Now you messed me up.
Okay. So do that while you're doing that.
I was looking for my all right, talk so I can find it.
Yeah, so you keep looking. Hey y'all. So if y'all have any questions, I have my face all up in it, as you can see. Good thing my makeup look good. But anyway, if y'all have any questions,
gorgeous.
Thank you, Steph, and so are you.
You look gorgeous as always.
Thank you, boo. See how your friends do? If I felt bad about myself, Steph.
I'm listening. I'm just trying to bump up my gloss.
Well, she told me to keep talking, and she's steady talking.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just asking the people if they had any questions that I could ask in the middle of you trying to locate your stuff. She acted like she didn't know we was coming on here playing the game, y'all.
I didn't know that you were going to critique my look. I thought you were going to let me.
Anybody know me? I critique everything.
Well,
anything that comes to beauty.
Look, I forgot. So all I'm saying is,
Dr. is asking about leadership in the time of crisis. I don't know if this is a good time to segue to that, but she's asking about what you feel about that.
I will tell you, in the time of crisis, do not wear good lip gloss, because apparently, what? apparently, because I came out of
Thank
the house
you.
with a full beat, like I did every other day, I found out years later that people were,
Oh,
the rumor was I was getting, don't lose that question. I can't read it, but you have to answer. People
no,
said
you
that
know
I
what she
had
said.
gone, that I had gone to get my makeup done before press conferences during the
Who
riots.
said
That's what
that?
people, that's what I'm
People
saying.
come up
People,
with anything. That's
anything.
why.
But I'm just saying, you have to be mindful,
You do.
what you, right. So, leadership in the time of crisis, I will say trust your gut, and be open to, um, listen to smart people. That's what
Yes.
frustrates me about what's going
Yes.
on now. I
Yes.
thrived on trying to get the best people around me and listening to
Girl.
them and then making a decision.
Right.
um I don't have a problem. I never had a problem making a decision, because I always put some good people around me, so I had, good advice, and I could, we could just march forward.
Right.
But leadership in a time of crisis, one of the things I do say in hindsight, my style is
Yeah.
very straight, no chaser. I'm
Absolutely, it
not.
is.
I'm not.
It's black or
I don't
white. It
like.
either is
Right.
or it
I
isn't.
don't. I
Right.
don't like the sugarcoat.
Right.
Um, I know, if I was a man, that style would be lauded, like Cuomo. You know what I
Right.
mean? But I also know, if you're not in tune with how people receive your message as a woman, you can miss the mark.
Right.
So I think whether I wanted to be or not, I think, hindsight has taught me that sometimes you have to use yourself differently.
Yeah.
So, maybe it's the same information, but softer.
Well, the delivery is everything.
Right, right.
And a good communicator. And here's the thing, what
Mm-hmm.
I've learned, a good communicator pays attention to who they're communicating with. And so
Definitely.
there are a lot of times that you're saying the same thing, your delivery just has to shift in order for people to hear and fully understand what you're saying. That's all. So you want, let me go over somebody. Somebody said you wasn't done yet. Night moth. I wore night moth at my wedding. Oh,
Oh,
Tony, yes, she did. That's my girl. You are gorgeous, and your jacket. Oh, thank you
I
with the
love that
jacket.
jacket.
And then Kelly. Kelly's an attorney. She was like, she said both of you are gorgeous. Michele is a wizard. She has me wearing makeup after not doing so for 49 years. You better tell it. I'm gonna have y'all showing up in the right. Let me see, Steph.
I hit it with a little Pat
Okay, Pat
McGrath
McGrath.
gloss.
Ganesha says, Steph, make sure you tell the people all the makeup secrets she's passed on to you. Child, let me keep going. Hold on. Ganesha is. Oh, wait, question. What are some things you can do to unwind as you shift from the mayor's position?
So I think that that's very important. All my
You
working
know what,
career.
though? I think
What?
Instagram only gives us an hour. Do they?
Oh, are we done?
Yes. We got 1:45.
Okay. You have to find what it is that relaxes you and commit to doing it. And sometimes I would, just take a break before going home, because being mayor was so stressful. I didn't want to walk in the house with that stress. So that's something I did. I
So
committed to
listen,
taking
y'all.
that break.
Oh, y'all got that? So listen, y'all. I wish we could answer some more of the questions, or I can hang up and pop back on. But Stephanie will come back on.
Tell me if you want me to come back on. I'm good. I can do
Yes,
it for a
I
little
know
bit
you will,
longer.
because you're my daughter. Okay, so a couple things I want to say. Ganesha is going to be on the next show. Would you tell the people? You got to give a title. Ganesha was director. She was assistant deputy mayor of public safety for you. She just was director of the mayor's office of criminal justice, and now she's doing her own thing. Y'all know I got some bad women in my circle. So anyway, we gonna go. But here, Stephanie, I love you.
All right, are we popping back on or not? Am I saying goodbye or what?
I was gonna pop off. We can continue.
It's whatever you want.
Well, we can hang out with the people and we can do an after effect. And anybody that wanted to come on and finish watching can. We can hang this up. Okay, but listen, I want to tell you that I love you. I want to tell you thank you so much. I want to tell you thank you for being consistent, a consistent friend, somebody that's loyal that I can trust. So I want to give a toast, y'all, for all the women that are out there. Steph, you got a glass? So here it is. So I'm going to talk about that. Here's to consistency, us being consistent in our love for ourselves, us being consistent in our love for God, and for each